Hello everyone. I want to start my speaking about our project. What do you think about, guys?
Okay, you want to start? Then do it.
Mm, yeah, we provided our report for each week that passed, and next step is developing our project. I set up main things like creating base applications, set up depends injection in projects, and in previous week we discussed about full architecture and the full concepts of application, and I guess it is iOS application first of all, and the backend will start in Django. Yeah, am I right,
Yes,
Adi? Yes,
yes,
and
yes.
our main aim to the next week is the confirmation full design of the application that cannot I guess uh, you do, and also do some research about applications that we must provide also. Yeah, and that's all. And what problem uh, can you pass in the that week and the last week, Adil, in developing some backend application? I guess you created some database architecture and also uh, some entities creating. Yeah.
So actually, not yet ready because in past week, I created some documentation for to begin development, like um, class diagrams, ERD diagrams, sequence diagrams. So these documents helps me to uh, with optimal development.
Yeah.
So actually, in next week, I should begin with um, creating database and creating some models and instances and etc.
Yeah.
So guys, let me talk about the things that architecture that we created for this time. It's like starter pack of that every dating app have. Yeah. So because of our approach, we can change it. So in the next or after this week, I have a meeting with a master of Shariat, yes, so that can instruct me about the functionality and constraints. So I create I already write most and SWOT analysis about our situation. So our main approach is we have two directions to approach. The first thing is the main audience of apps for dating in a Muslim dating. It's approximately started from 25 till infinity. Yeah? Why was that? Uh, because as we think in our research, because people from 20, 25 in this audience, they seems like something disrespectful to have the account in things like that. So mainly because of this, they are not registered in this. So we have two approaches. It's to create mainly application not focused on dating, but have already in this. And especially it will be some datings, not like two people, but for example, for some activities, if you want to come to this, you see the people who already there. So it will be our first approach, or second, it will be strongly recommended as we can do our reputation based on that we have audience that really looking for long-term relationship, and because of this we will have our audience, or because we have all stuff or all kind of people more globally, but we have also datings, yes, in a long-term format. So I can't talk. I can talk that which variant is good. So after consulting, I tell you, or if you have some advices about it. So this the main things that we realized till this time because of our audience. I like still these 2 weeks I were like scrolling the Tinder and application like Muzmatch. So I looking for all this stuff, and I completely see the audience of these applications. And so if you have some advices, and overall we will have advices from teachers, so this currently our situation about it. Okay, so that's it from my, or I can tell about most and SWOT analysis, but I think we will talk about it later. So if you want to add something to this.
I guess everything is clear, but I guess it is also very wonderful research for you and very pleasant, I guess.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And it is next step. It is developing applications and discuss how do we do that, and talk about all the pros and cons in creating app in that direction, because it is, I guess, very um, I guess tiny directions, and if we do something not right, it is, I guess, can we can get some negative feedbacks from the people in that direction, and we have very we have a big amount of people in that direction that have very different thoughts, and how we can provide applications that can do all the stuff um, that asked people in
Yeah,
Muslim
so
direction.
I think about it already, and I mainly think that it will be like halal Tinder. Yes, like when you have
Yeah, yeah.
this audience, you work only with the Muslims, and not about only Muslims, but people who realize where they come and what they want to do here. Yeah, but our mission is no, in our most analysis is make easy to find people for long-term relationship. So how if we create the application like this, it have a risk to become a like very small part of people will come to this. Its main disadvantages of Muslim dating application. I have a Muzmatch application in my smartphone, and also I registered in a muslima.org. So main focus of this application were Muslims, and not only Muslims, but uh, main focus was that, yes. And
Yeah.
there are like a lot of people who Indian guys, yes. Main audience of this is Indian guys, and main focus is girls from women from 25 till the infinity. So if we have audience from our age, like 20, you have a risk to become like 5 girls registered in your application, and that's it. So it's a problem that I have already, and things like that. So if we create a more global application, we have advantage that more people will connect it, and if there will be more people will be have to relationship. So it will be profitable for our mission. Yeah. So this is pros and cons of our application. And also I think about one part. Yes, like in a Tinder, for example, you if you're not premium accounted, you like only scroll left and right. Yes, and that's it.
Yeah.
But for example, if you wanna share your link, uh, profile, yeah, for other people, you can do that without a premium account. So I think we should have this this option to have a link for our account and share them for someone privately, or for example in the link Instagram, and something like stuff like this that will add functionality to our application and create more global format. So this part, and what do you think about it?
I fully understand. But
Yes.
can we create the application that can fill all the stuff that required in the Muslim dating? Maybe we can do the application, but it is not appropriate for these directions. Or
Yeah, I got it. So I think about it, and all the stuff that we have with the Muslim relationship sites, it's a long term like registration part where you Sunnit or no Sunnit, you wear hijab or not, you read, you pray or not. So if we, I think about it, if we create a more global application part, it will be like more sweat sweat registration. Like you shouldn't write about your some small things in your religion. You just write like I'm a Muslim, and like some three steps, like absolutely not enough, and something like La ilaha illallah, I'm Muslim, yeah. And not only about religion. Yeah, focus. I want to focus to not only religion people, so we have more people in our application.
and it is main question, and I got it that it is not only for Muslims, yeah, but
Yeah.
um, it is some main directions, and the other is alternative direction, I guess, because our application name Hiba, I guess, and also um, how we can do the functionality like a trusted person for the girl, and is it appropriate to the talk in the chat with the girl, um, if trusted person can see that, and is it appropriate in the that type of religion? I don't have enough information. I guess you do some research and do know more than like I.
Yeah, in applications like Musmatch, it's also halal relationship app. So there are two options. You post your photos, you post all the information you have, and if you want to hide them from someone, not only for someone, like for everyone who don't know you, it's private information, so they can not see them. I think it's bullshit about photo, because like you swipe someone and you can see who is that, yes, and I think we will have photo private, no, not private, but some other information, like okay, yeah. So just I have some interesting situation, like I like it for some girl because I see that she likes me in a history of Muzmatch. I like them. I can see her, and like we have a conversation. I tell something like, "Show me your photo," and I like, "Okay, goodbye."
No, I got it, but uh, we can send each other photo, but is it appropriate? Is it appropriate that I talk about with a girl in the chat? Hello, how are you? You're interesting, like a internet dating, and not a person that responsible for that from
Yeah.
girl
Okay. I
side,
got.
and it is
I
main
got it.
question that I asked.
Okay, I got you. So the concept that you talk, it's like in a concept of Muslim datings, yeah, like where two people insert like people who
Trusted person, yeah.
responsible for girl, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a concept that work in a Muslim way. So if they are Muslims, they should talk about it by their side. But if we try to create something more global, it will be just like simple private chat where they can write themselves some stuffs, and it will be okay. So because we when we create our app, main focus of our dating part is that it's long term, yeah.
Yeah.
So people will use that and don't write some kind of bullshit like, oh, you show me your something, and you understand what I mean.
I guess, yeah. And we talked
So,
about all the stuff about concept of the application, and we must do in the technical part. I guess it is main stuff that we can provide if we don't have MVP, and our talk is not much is not cost more. And what do you think about Adil? You
so actually, I think we should move to our individual plans, what we do in next 10 weeks. So I can start what I should do. So in begin with next week, I create some database and create some instances, models, and in week 6, I create some services to connect with the backend in the database and to create some instances in the backend services. So 7th week, I create some base controllers, base views, helpers that extended by another some specific controllers. 8th week, I create authentication in the user services like profile, photos, and etc. In the 9th week, I create some matching overflow or workflow, like uh, like when people matching what should do. And in 10th week, I create some searching filters for the backend services. In 11th week, I create some main page API. In 12th week, I create chat and chat services in the backend. 3rd week, I start to bug fixing, some unit testing, and API stress test. In the last 2 weeks, I create some notification services and preparing to deploy to production servers. So that's all.
It's your kind of progress, yeah, for these 10 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
This is actually my individual plan.
Okay. So I also added in my individual plan some new requirements. So be prepared for this. So I can add some updates for plan, not for plan, but for functionality, for design, if it will happen. So this works so well. And have you? How much time we have?
10 weeks.
No. I mean about currently in this report. How many times left?
So actually, I think we talk about 20 minutes.
Okay. Is it left, Bob?
What?
Bojan? Can you hear us?
Yeah, here.
Time is up, or we should talk about new part, because
30 seconds approximately, something like that. And we must conclude our speaking, no?
I think you should, guys, say about your individual plans.
No, I guess individual plan is also provided in GitHub, and I guess it is not required to talk about individual.
Okay, let me talk about it just because I just wanted to talk now, yeah? So let me talk about my plan, yeah? Okay, first 3 weeks 2 weeks is whereby researching and market applications and analyze design parts of different applications. So for this and next week it will be SWOT analysis and MOST analysis, and after this it will be uh, consult and adding some new requirements for functionality and constraints and new constraints for our application. So after this, I write a postal and cutaway constraints analysis that show our priorities, like which users will be our main audience, which part will be interested in our app. So after this, I write Moscow analysis. It's like what application should do and what shouldn't do and what can do. After this, I will check your current process and write new requirements about design, about functionality. I write the next week. After this, I give you these advices. No, not advices. These updates, and if I not mistaken, we have a recommendation system now. Or
Yes,
is
if
it
is it possible, of course, technically. But I guess yeah.
okay? If it's possible, I'll try to create. Okay, I'll try to create recommendation system if I'll have time. So and after this, should we add computer vision for our application to see the faces? So if there are two faces, not add them to our profile, and if there are no faces, not add them too, because Tinder, for example, having this option, and like there are a lot of users that didn't post their faces.
Yes, I guess it is very clear. And I want to talk about
Okay.
my individual plan. In previous 3 week, I created the applications and I created some architecture of design pattern and also connected some dependency injections our project and do the some main stuff and creating the main files to the applications. And the next part is confirmation of UI design. If UI design will confirm fully, I guess I can start with creating UI design, and after creating UI design in authorization, main page settings, and also etc. I guess I must start with business logic, creating migration integration with APIs that can provide for me Adil, like as a backend developer. And if we do all the stuff that we do, and we must do polishing, do the some bug fixes and full testing of applications. And if we have enough time, I must do some unit testing and also UI testing to do our application not crash it in the not prepared time. And I
Okay.
guess our individual plan concluded as well. We can end it, our speech and the discussions for today for sure. And I guess everything is clear. I guess everything is clear, yeah, guys.
I think it's clear. Yeah.
I guess yes. And thank you for conversations, for our conversations, and I guess everything was clear, and we can finish the talk.
So yeah.
Goodbye.
Okay. Let's finish.
Goodbye.
Till the next week.